Do you ever feel like God is out to get you? He's not. But listen to this. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Inspiring Hope. This is your weekly boost of uplifting Jewish inspiration. I'm Rabbi Tzvi Sytner, and on behalf of the Village Shul and Aish.com, I want to thank everybody for listening. I also want to thank this week's sponsors. Today's talk, firstly, is sponsored anonymously for Refuah Shlema for Shira Bas Devora Leah, a mother of 5 who suddenly collapsed and had emergency brain surgery. She really needs our tefillos. Please pray and do acts of kindness and share it with everybody by using hashtag #DoItForShira. May she have a Refuah Shlema. Today's talk is also sponsored by Michelle White, Noah, Ella, and Eden in memory of the yahrzeit of Michelle's father, Louis White, Pinchas ben Moshe, may his neshama have an aliyah. So, speaking of Michelle, I remember a few years ago, we had Michelle's family over for Shabbos, and we were going around the table sharing hashgacha pratis, or stories of divine intervention. And Michelle shared such a powerful story about her father. I want to share that with you. She said, when I was little, my father used to travel to Asia for work. And one time, on his way home, he had a bunch of connecting Korean air flights. And we were expecting to see him the next morning. She says this was about 30 years ago, before cell phones, when there was a big time difference between Toronto and Asia. We couldn't communicate with each other. It was difficult. She said the next morning, I woke up and my brother was screaming hysterically. He opened the morning paper and he saw that a Korean air flight had crashed. Now, we quickly checked the copy of our father's flight information, and it literally matched the plane that went down. We were hysterical, crying for hours. We tried contacting Korean Air again, but they wouldn't give us any information about the passengers. She said it was only hours later that we found out that our father missed his flight, and he was rescheduled for the next day. Now, I remember she said when he walked in the door, we burst into tears. Literally crying, hugging him. We wouldn't let go. And he was shocked. He was telling us how frustrated he was and how annoyed he was that he missed his flight and he had to stay overnight. He couldn't call us because of the time difference. He had no clue that his original flight had gone down until we told him. You know, next week is Purim. And the whole story of Purim is full of examples where things don't seem to be working out the way we want. But in the end, we see how it all perfectly was planned for our best interest. Throughout the entire story, Hashem's name is never ever mentioned once. Why? Because while Hashem is orchestrating everything, he's always hidden. But isn't the story of Purim and Michelle's father's story really all of our stories? Come on, how many times in our lives do we feel so frustrated and so annoyed that things don't go the way we wanted? We miss our bus, we're late for a meeting, we don't get the job we wanted, or the person that we thought we're going to marry breaks up with us. The list goes on and on and on. And we're just thinking to ourselves, come on, God, why does everything have to go wrong for me? But what's really happening is that behind the scenes, Hashem is orchestrating everything in our lives. He's watching over every single one of us, and it's all for our best interest in ways that we have no clue about. And sometimes, once in a while, we're lucky enough to get a glimpse of the bigger picture. And we look back and we say, oh, now I understand. Now I get it. But most of the time, we don't. We don't see how it's for our best interest. So next time you're feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders, and you start questioning, Hashem, are you out there to get me? Or are you even out there? Stop and say, I know you're there. I know you love me. I know you only want what's best for me. But please, help me see that too. Help me feel that. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to sponsor the next episode or send me a message, just email me at hope@aish.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.